All right, good evening, everybody. So I wanted to talk real quickly about guava trees, and particularly guava trees and guava fruit in the wintertime. Okay, so it is January, and this isn't the time I would normally prune a guava tree, but this branch happened to be so big and so long, it was hanging over into the neighbor's yard. So they wanted me to kind of prune this back, so I cut this branch off, and this gave me an opportunity to show you guys how much fruit is actually on this tree, even in the middle of winter. So it is January, and this is normally the time where everybody's guava trees are completely frozen to the ground. But my trees and a few others in the valley that have done this properly, this is when they get their main crop and probably their best crop of guavas. So I want to show you guys how many guavas are on this because they're kind of hard to see with all the foliage. All right, so we'll kind of start here. Guavas, 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 guavas. This whole limb's packed full. This one. So every single one of these limbs, get up here, has fruit on it. Okay, even in the middle of the winter. So you ask, why or how are these fruiting in the wintertime when they should be frozen like everybody else is? So let me explain the process that we did and able to get this second bumper crop of guavas here in the Phoenix Valley. Okay, so this is the fall crop, or the winter crop you can call it, and early spring. These will actually ripen up really soon. So these are the best fruit because these have not been heat affected. Now these normally flower and fruit in June, and it's a very short cycle, so they'll start flowering at the beginning of June and they'll crop out by the end of June, but that's when the heat has come on and it usually ends up sunburning your guavas. So this is a pink guava. The skin on this one gets yellow on the outside and it gets really bright pink on the inside. And if they're left on the tree or the sun's striking them in the summertime, then these will actually burn and cook, and then the guavas are quite gross. So this is the best crop, is this first crop here in the wintertime. So what we do is we kind of let these trees go through some abuse. So when they're a very small tree, we let these guys freeze. In the wintertime, we don't protect them, and they'll freeze almost down to the ground. Maybe 6 inches of life will be left of that guava. So they come back with a vengeance though. So if they've been brought down that far before to almost death, when they recover that next year, they've gotten signals that it's cold here, and so they'll grow stronger cells in a stronger tree, and so the next year it'll maybe only freeze down to maybe 4 feet, and then the next year it'll freeze only down to 8 feet, and then eventually you'll be able to get a guava to grow and flower and fruit even through the wintertime by not protecting them and not babying so much. What happens is when you baby them when they're small, baby them for 3 to 5 years, and then you let them out into the elements and it kills them. It kills them flat dead to the ground because they've never been signaled that it's cold. So I let them have it. I don't protect these. It seems a little bit harsh, but I get really strong plants by doing this, and I've never really lost one that I can think of by doing this. So getting a lot of fruit off of these trees. Of course, they're going to get bigger. These are unripe fruit, but these are, like I said, these are going to be the very best fruit, and we kind of get these fruit by overwintering these guys, letting these guys get a little bit of cold nip. It doesn't hurt them. Let me go down here a little ways and I'll show you even a smaller one here, and I didn't protect it either. I'm not going to. So this is a very small one, and you can see he is only maybe 3 feet tall and not that big around. Very small tree. And this one didn't freeze either. It's got some wonderful growth on it. Beautiful. You don't see any freezing up in here. So even the little ones can take some cold. And this is out here kind of in my driveway, so there's really not much of a microclimate here. This gets cold. This area gets cold. And if I look down here, there's a guava on this one. That's a pretty good size one. That is, let me get it in my hand here. That is about the size of a baseball. That's a big fruit. So I will be taking this one off pretty soon and eating this one. This is actually a Lowe's tree too. So this is a China white guava. $36. And what's nice is I guess the Lowe's trees come with a 1-year warranty, so I guess if it did freeze, you could always get your money back. But give them the elements, guys, so that you'll actually get some fruit out of them in future years. Don't baby them so much. And if you're really worried about it, then go buy one of these trees that if it dies, it has the warranty and you can return it. And give it that test like I told you, and you'll have good fruit and you'll get a bumper crop. You'll get 2 crops. Whereas everybody else will just get 1. They'll get the summer crop, and even then theirs is probably going to get sunburnt and not be a very good crop even then, and the guavas won't be good. So this is what you got to do to the guavas, guys. You got to give them some tough love, and I'm sorry, but it's the way it works. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Guavas, that other one was a pink, this is a white, and I mean, they're all the same. I can come over here to another white one, and it looks just as good. I mean, look at this thing. This is in the middle of the winter, and we just got one of the hardest freezes that we've gotten here in the valley. It got down to 28 in my yard, and it got down to 24 in most of the valley. And this stuff just looks like a shining star. All right, guys, thank you for watching.